Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of, let's call them expert moviegoers and comedians in their own right. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring in our first panelist straight away. You've seen him here before many a time. It's Eddie French.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Yes, I'm all right. Thank you very much.
Good.
Excited about this this Fifth Element.
Fifth Element tonight. That's right. We're tackling that one. So
find out what the Fifth Element is. Spoilers. If you've not seen it, you'll find out what the Fifth Element is later.
You will indeed. I think we'll crack straight on to because it's going to be an exciting episode. I can tell straight away. Let's welcome our next panelist. It's, as always, the lovely as always, Natalie Smeaton.
Hey, hello.
Nat.
How are you doing? That's a lovely intro, Chris. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to make sure I got your intro spot on tonight because usually I mess it up and just say weird stuff about you. I go,
she's got tits. It's Natalie Smeaton.
She's been going through bins earlier and she's here now. It's Natalie Smeaton. Here we go. Thank you for watching on Facebook as well. Hello already. We've got some people to deal with here. We have got, as always, we have a special guest every week as a panelist. And this week we've pulled out all the stops. He's a comedian from Leeds, I believe. And also he does a bit of commentating on the side. So he should be a dab hand on here. He'll know exactly what he's doing. So we'll bring him in. It's Josh Wyatt.
Chris, I've already got beef with you. Well, how dare you say I'm from Leeds when I'm literally wearing Bradford City colours?
Yeah, but you live in Leeds, don't you?
I do. I've lived in Leeds for 10 years now.
I should have said you lived in Leeds, but you're a Bradford heart.
You have to remember that if Chris sees a selection of colours, they don't associate with football teams.
Don't have a clue.
I thought you were wearing a Hogwarts scarf, to be honest.
Yeah.
I genuinely did when you came on earlier. I was like, it's a Hogwarts scarf.
No.
We had this the other week. I only work in films. You know, that's how my brain functions. In the film, I can reference stuff. Other than that, I'm like, huh?
No, unfortunately, Bradford City not really big into the Hollywood film game yet. Touch wood.
So, well, 2020 could be their year.
We've got our other guest who comes in every week, Roberto.
Hey, there he is.
Hello, Roberto.
So happy to have famous wrestler Wyatt, who's been doing his research.
Famous wrestler on the show tonight. Oh, briefly.
Oh,
were you a wrestler, Josh?
I was in one battle royale and got eliminated after about 30 seconds.
No.
Yeah.
Roberto.
The smack talk at the beginning.
No, I just came out. I was very much in the trainee what's the word? Category.
Okay, right. I'm excited about that.
Has he actually stalked you to find that information out then, or is it readily available? Because
that is privileged information, but there is a wrestler called Bray Wyatt, who I believe recently lost the WWE Championship, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. But there you go.
There you are.
All right. Well,
wrestling championship might be seen as careless.
There we go. So hello, Roberto. I'm sure his friends will be in a while as well.
Roberto.
Right. And so if you join us for the first time this evening, if you watch on Facebook for the first time, very quickly, all our panel here are going to pitch me prequels, sequels, and requels to the film The Fifth Element tonight. They'll all do it in turn for each round, and they get a minute to pitch each one. Then we'll vote in the room, and you can vote on Facebook as well for your favourite one of the round. Then we'll tot up all the scores. There'll be a winner of each round, and then an overall winner of the evening for you all. So if that doesn't make sense, I'm sorry, but you'll get it as we go. So first of all, what I'd like to give you a quick recap of The Fifth Element. This is from the back of the DVD box I found online. So I'll give you a quick, if you've not seen it in a while, this will refresh your memories. Here we go. Bruce Willis plays Corbin Dallas, a New York cabbie who picks up the type of fare that only comes along once every 5,000 years. Lilu Mila Jovovich isn't just the perfect beauty, she's also the perfect weapon. As planet Earth is about to be wiped out, the pair set off on a deadly mission to find a set of stones that represent the four elements and unite them with the fifth. But what is the fifth? Spoilers. It's else we can't do this.
Yeah.
So there we go. So Luc Besson, director. Very good. So then let's get straight. I think we're just going to get straight into it. Should we
Let's
get
do
on
it.
with this?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
All in.
After a quick message from our sponsor. No, we ain't got a sponsor. Fine. Right, we're going to get straight on to the
this film definitely had a sponsor.
It did. Big McDonald's sponsor straight away at the start of film. Right, cool. Okay, here we go. So prequels, 1 minute pitches, please. I'm going to start with Eddie this evening. I'm going to get you a minute on the clock. You ready for this?
I am.
Away you go.
Egypt, 1942. Rommel's North Africa campaign is well underway, and his officer in charge of occult forces finds an elderly priest in charge of an unusual handwritten text about ultimate evil and the possible power that it contains. The priest is then abducted, but before he is, gets word to the members of his sect. Contacting the Allied forces, the UK government decides to send out a British warlock, a French exorcist, and a Soviet rune expert, who are also ace at guns and punching, to extract the priest and the text. After actioning hijinks, they achieve their goal and begin training more priests so that the next time evil arrives, in roughly 300 years' time, the Earth will be ready.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Right then, Josh and Nat, you can ask Eddie some questions. Put him on the spot. Try and pick some holes in that if you can. We will see.
So, Nazis.
Sorry, someone poisoned my water.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear me. Oh, cough it up,
What
lads.
happens when you get close to the truth?
Oh,
Sorry.
It's like John.
Sorry, you were saying.
It's with us. It's with us.
Is it? Are we having it's Nazis? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That's good. Like fun cartoon Indiana Jones style Nazis. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yes, it's mainly
Right.
because. Oh God! Do you know what I've done? I've ruined my voice. Can you hear me?
Oh.
we can hear you.
Yeah. Yes, there'll be Nazis.
Oh my God, this might be a show where Eddie doesn't talk.
The only other
He'll find a way, don't you worry.
Yeah, well, no. The only other time this has happened to me was when I worked very briefly at a call center. Perfect timing both times.
It happened to me once when I worked very briefly. Go on, sorry. What were you saying? Here we go.
What I'm saying is, yes, I'm using pretty much Indiana Jones style Nazis because they're like people, but you can shoot them and it's good.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Nat, have you got a question?
I do. Okay, Princess. Tell me this. You said that there was like a warlock and all of that shizzle who were going out to help the priest. I'm assuming then that they must have gone to Hogwarts. So do they actually teach guns and punching at Hogwarts? Is it a class? And if it is, who takes it?
They didn't go to Hogwarts. I'm not paying that woman money for her property. But also these are more sort of self-taught. This is more that sort of bit where it ties in with the Nazis' occult sort of predilection, like they were looking for like the stories where they're looking for the Spear of Destiny or the the Indiana Jones thing like that. So it's more like
universe
that than the Latin lessons and a wand chooses a wizard, etc. So it's more it's more sort of it's more hardcore street magic than the private school in Scotland.
Okay.
Yeah. Street magic. I'm thinking Dynamo.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, really confused the Nazis.
Maybe Dynamo's grandfather could be in it. I don't know. There's a guy who can like conjure fireballs. There's someone who can sort of set runes so that your mouth seals over with skin, and then one guy who throws some cards at a window and goes, "Is that one yours?" It'll be really, really great.
Yeah, excellent.
Look behind you, gets punched.
They bring him along because he's got the biggest car, so he can drive them everywhere. And it's a bit more comfortable.
Oh dear. Oh, well, quick hello to Martin Cameron. Hello, Martin.
Multipass. Hi, Martin.
Lilo Dallas Multipass. There you go.
I didn't know that it was set in New Delhi, Chris. That's interesting.
Lilo Dallas. Multipass. She knows it's a multipass. I love that line. She knows it's a multipass. You don't say it quite like that at all.
There's some good mumbling from Bruce Willis in this film.
Some bits I could not hear what he was saying at all. He was like,
He speaks to the chicken. Clarity in this film. The cat gets all the clear dialogue, and everyone else.
He clearly enjoyed the cat scenes more than working with anybody else, didn't he?
Yeah. To be honest, everyone else probably enjoyed the cat more than him. If working with Bruce Willis isn't true.
Allegedly.
Oh,
allegedly.
Oh, not according to Kevin Smith.
No. Not according. Yeah. Oh dear. Right then. Cool. Okay. Well, there were your questions. I think you got your answers. So we'll move on. Nat, it's your turn.
Excellent. Okay.
For the Fifth Element. I'm going to start you off now.
Okay. So this is based on Luke Perry's character at the beginning because he's only in it very quickly. Billy. Okay. All right. So Billy has just seen the unbelievable, a UFO and aliens. After drawing for the professor for years, he finally ended up at the temple where the Mondosians appeared, killing the professor, removing the stones and the Fifth Element, and buggering off. After making sketches of what he saw, he realizes that aliens must have built the pyramids and other things like Stonehenge, and he tries to tell the world, but people think he's mad. He goes on talk shows, he writes books, and generally doesn't shut up about it. The priests who protect the secret of the Fifth Element realize he's a threat and might get too many people involved in the temple. So they put him in a bag and chuck him in the sea. The sea doesn't want him and it chucks him back out simply because he won't bloody shut up about the aliens. So in the end, they initiate him into the priesthood, which is the Temple of Undying Reverence and Dedicated Souls, which unfortunately also stands for turds. So he can just protect the secret instead of just going on about it. And that's my prequel. Okay. Yeah.
Just adding to my notes there. All right. Cool. Right then. Okay. Eddie and Josh, you can ask Nat some questions about that one if you've got any.
Will he maintain that heartthrob look throughout?
Yes, because I don't know whether you know this, but Luke Perry was genetically engineered rather than being born of woman. And so a little bit like Lilu actually will probably never age. Is a weapon in his own right. That jawbone, you could probably tell. You could cut a cake with it. So yeah, he will right up until he's a grizzled old priest in the turds. He will still have this wonderful and fantastic bone structure and be very popular with the ladies and camels. Yeah.
Camels. All right, cool. Yeah.
I've just seen, according to the comments here, Luke Perry died.
Oh yeah, did you not know that?
Oh, R.I.P.
He died last year. I had no clue.
Yeah,
he was Archie's dad in Riverdale, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
R.I.P. Luke Perry.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that was him. What a heartthrob.
Yeah. And
there you go.
Another person who was in it, Ian Holm, he died recently, didn't he, as well?
Yes, he did, yes.
Yeah. Good cast. Gary Oldman in it as well, but he didn't want to do it, according to the trivia.
No, he had to do it because they gave him some money for nil by mouth, didn't he? So he was like, all right, I'll do it. I thought he was very good, though. I liked it.
It was good.
Yeah. He seemed that though he was having a very good time, hamming up that character.
Yeah.
It was very playful, wasn't it? I thought he'd enjoy working in it.
Playfully evil.
It looked like he was having fun, so you'd think he'd enjoy it, but he's like, no, I hated it. And you're like, oh, Gabby.
Surely he'd have enjoyed spending time with Bristolian trip-hop pioneer Tricky as his manservant that he exploded.
It's a very strange cast, isn't it, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Lee Evans as well.
Lee Evans, yeah. I remember when I used to work at the cinema as a ticket taker, then projectionist, I advanced. In fact, Nat, were you working at the cinema when we had this?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
I remember watching it, and the first time when I watched it, and Lee Evans popped up, and I was like, what's Lee Evans doing in a film? It was so weird. Now you get it all the time, don't you? But at the time, we were like, why is Lee Evans in a film? It was weird. It was like, you didn't understand it.
About Mary was out about this time, wasn't it?
I think this was the first one he were in, I think. And
before, then he got a bigger role in something about Mary.
Yeah. And then Mouse Hunt. Josh, have you got a question for now?
No, not really. I mean, it pretty much covered it all, to be honest.
Amazing.
I do like the succession of priests that presumably go on forever.
Yeah, I think one has to train the other. Yeah, one has to train the other. So I'm assuming that by the time they get to the next 5,000 years, there's just one or two really batty priests who everyone thinks has gone absolutely bonkers.
And it'll be the same thing all over again.
Yes, nobody believes until Bruce Willis gets his shirt off.
It's the same sort of papal laying on of hands that, it's that kind of a deal, so that the truth has been preserved throughout the thousands of years. Luckily, sorry, I get quite emotional when I think about these bishop priests. Yeah. Luckily they've only got 300 years to wait before.
Thank God.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
It does leap forward 300 years after the first 10 minutes, which I always admire in a film.
Like 2001. He's a visionary.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of elements to the film. They were very clever. There were some good ideas, But the guy had been writing it since he was 16, apparently. So
yeah. Well,
you can tell, can't you?
Yeah, some of it you could tell. Particularly when he went to Jean-Paul Gaultier and said, "Can you design all of the costumes, please?" And he went, "I can."
Yeah,
I can, and I'll make all the women look like hoes. That's what he said. That's part of my rant later. I won't get into that.
We've got a rant later. We'll wait for that. Wait for that. Right then, let's move on. Josh, it's your turn for your prequel, please. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Away you go.
So this is set 5,000 years in the past, in Egypt, during the first invasion of the Great Evil, which I don't think is actually named. But basically, Pharaoh Ozymandias sits on the throne in Giza, where a crazy man, who's played by Jackie Chan, enters claiming he was kidnapped by a sky god and that there is an invasion coming. The Pharaoh's granddaughter speaks to Jackie Chan, who tells them that they need to collect 4 stones to stop the invasion and give her a map. She assembles her BFFs, a serious one who worries, played by John Boyega, and an aloof one who gets into antics, Susan Wokoma. And this is all a kung fu movie because not much is known about Egypt 5,000 years ago, so they could have done kung fu. Along the way, they're joined by a comedy animal companion, Anubis, who is just a little person in a mask, who should be played by Gary Coleman, as they adventure down the Nile to get the stones to stop the invasion. And then they get back to Giza during the invasion. There's a big kung fu fight. A sky god happens. Jackie Chan's the 5th element. End of the film.
Okay. Right. Cool.
Jackie Chan is indeed a perfect being.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Cool. Okay. Questions then from Eddie and Nat. Fire away for Josh there.
Yeah. Is Jackie Chan playing themselves?
No, I couldn't. I didn't want to go into thinking of character names.
Because I would really like it if Jackie Chan just played themselves.
Yeah, it could be an unnamed character. Yeah.
Like that, known through all the many thousands of years that Jackie Chan is a perfect being. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, it could just be called Jackie. Yeah, why not? Put it in there. We don't know. We don't know that wasn't a name 5,000 years ago.
It's true. There's only so many syllables in the world, and recycled.
Yeah, it's like the infinite monkeys typing Shakespeare stuff,
And one of them wrote Jackie Chan into the 5th element. Naturally. I've got more Jackie Chan question. Well, are we going to be treated to all the best bits of Jackie Chan? Is he going to hang off a camel by a sun parasol? Is he going to sing a song on the soundtrack? And is he going to do one of those bits where he jumps up and does the splits between 2 boxes and someone nearly hits him in the balls and he looks down and goes, ooh, ooh.
Right, okay. Soundtrack, 100% yes. He should be on the soundtrack.
Yeah. That was the only make or break one, really.
Yeah, I think the more hardcore kung fu stuff should be, because it's getting on a bit, our Jackie. So we should pass that down to the next generation of kung fu stars. John Boyega, of course.
Yeah,
Famous kung fu actor.
You know what? John Boyega has been saying a lot of things lately, and pretty much everything he's been saying is, "I want to do more kung fu in films." That's all he's been saying of late. That's all.
He rang me and said that the other day. Just rang me up and said it.
He's just stopped.
You know Johnny B, don't you? Nat's good friends with Johnny B.
I like that. I like that. Besties.
Yeah. He used to be called John Beeston, but he had to change it for equity, so he changed it to Boyega.
Johnny B. We're getting. Here we go. Look, this is where the backlash starts. Martin Cameron, don't insult our Jackie.
Hey, we got nothing but love for Jackie.
I respect Jackie. He's not.
I was celebrating his.
I missed some of the comments. I prefer scissors when he lost his voice. So Roberto calls Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, right, okay.
We don't know why. Just because we did Edward Scissorhands 1 week. And he put 2 and 2 together. So that's fine. And then he's bigging himself up as Roberto again. And it looks like the Roberto Martin show tonight. They're the only ones commenting. That's fine.
Everyone's got bone structure.
Luke Perry in that bone structure, Roberto on that bone structure. Maybe they're the same guy.
Maybe so.
Right then. No longer has bone structure.
Right, have we got we've done as questions, haven't we? That's right then.
Yep.
It's voting time. So Martin and Roberto, you can vote in the comments, and we'll vote in the room as well. Right then. So I'll give you a quick recap though before you vote, as I always do. These might be a bit ropey, these ones. So Eddie's was set in Egypt in 1942. Very much about Nazis and the treasure hunting of the Nazis cult that were after all that business, like in Indiana Jones. Rommel, your main guy there. They find a text that's ultimate evil. Then there's a group of mercenaries. I missed a lot of the names there, so I just put a group of mercenaries. There was nationalities and specialities. Sorry. I didn't know if that was that referencing something or not, or just
no. There was just three types of occulty knowledge.
Right. Okay. So they start priest. They look after. They find the text. Do they go and capture the text?
The priest and the text from Nazi possession.
And then they train up priests after that, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Nats was Luke Perry's Billy character. Basically, he's convinced that after seeing what he saw in The Fifth Element, he saw the aliens come in and go in the room and all that. He says that the aliens are responsible for everything, like Stonehenge, all these mystical things and mythical stuff like that. Yeah, that's all I'm improvising, can you? They built everything up, but everybody's like, what are you on about? And then somebody chucks him in the sea, but the sea chucks him back.
The priests get really sick of him talking about all the stuff, so they chuck him in the sea. But then when he's in the sea and he's going on about it, the sea chucks him back.
Right, okay. Then he joins the priesthood and decides to just protect the rumors.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You're nearly there.
Okay, Josh's was 5,000 years in the past, where there was a great evil that was unnamed. A crazy man, Jackie Chan, comes in and he says, this thing's going to happen. It's going to kill us all, blah, blah, blah. And they all go, give over, Jackie. Then you find out there's the 4 stones. Somebody's daughter comes in. Catch you that one.
Pharaoh's granddaughter.
Pharaoh's granddaughter, right? She comes in. They assemble a group, and then it turns into a big kung fu movie. And Jackie Chan is revealed to be the 5th element. Sounds good. Right, cool. So it's time to vote. We'll vote in the room. Vote online as well, and we'll have a look in the room. Right, you get 1 vote each. You can't vote for your own.
I mean, Josh had me at Jackie. Jackie Chan.
Yes, I'm going to go for Jackie Chan as well.
I'm gonna go for Jackie Chan as well. So that's a clean sweep there. So Josh,
because I only really had faith in my prequel, so.
Right. Are you voting for Josh?
I'm gonna, as much as poetic as the sea through him back was, I'm gonna go with Eddie's Nazi romp. I think that's
Nazi romp.
Yeah. Nazi magic romp.
Rumpel.
Rumpel, yeah.
There you go.
Let's have a look what we got. We got Roberto. Roberto. I vote for Brother of Bo because of time traveling. You made me.
That's a wrestling thing.
So
I'm glad you knew that. We've been here for an hour going. Yeah. What do you mean?
What are these words?
Right. Kung Fu gets vote. There you go. Wow. Oh, Donnie Yen, good shout.
Oh, yeah.
He was in a remake recently. What was he in
Mulan,
that one?
Mulan. He's in Mulan.
No, it was in it was like a fat guy kung fu movie, and it was done in the 70s, and they remade it recently. I think that was Donnie Yen. Yeah. Anyway, ignore that.
He is also in the new Mulan film as well.
I'm not paying 20 quid for that.
No,
me either.
Little bit out there. I think that you could also potentially open auditions to Tony Yar as well, who is really great.
Martin's just asked, did he say Nazi rom-com? Well, Hello was a Nazi rom-com, wasn't it?
Nazi
sitcom, sorry, yeah. Yeah, not rom-com. Although Rennie did get some action in it, so...
Rennie!
How they didn't get through more waitresses, I'll never know.
Yeah, they changed the waitress a couple of times as well in that series, but that's enough. We're not going to... Let's not go on a tangent tonight like we did last time about Police Academy. We went off on one last week about Police Academy and it went on, but we enjoyed ourselves, but nobody else did.
I enjoyed it.
Reflecting in the number of comments we're getting this week.
We won't talk about Police Academy this week. Come in and watch. Right then, so we've got a winner there. We got Josh, clean sweep.
Right, clean sweep.
Nice.
Well, Eddie got one, so it's not a clean sweep.
Shut the fuck up.
I got one from the winner.
Yeah.
Just you know.
But it's a clean
silver
sweep.
Spoon, you know. Throw him a bone, you know.
So well done, Josh. You won the first round. Very good. Let's move on to the sequels. Let me get my banner. Up. There we go.
I can't start if your banner's not up.
I know. I once made the mistake of not putting the banner up. Oh, there was egg on my face.
Oh my god, didn't you look silly?
We didn't know whether we were prequeling or sequeling.
Eddie cried.
At home just screaming at the TV saying, "What's happening?"
Yeah. Change your banner.
Eddie
this
cried.
isn't the film.
Chris's garage fell down. It was awful.
There was more chaos than when Orson Welles narrated the War of the Worlds on the radio. Families spraying each other.
So am I, Roberto.
Look, there we go.
So am I, Roberto.
Proof's in the pudding there.
Oh yeah.
Right then, cool. Okay, let's go on to the sequel then. Nat, you're going to start off this time,
Okay,
please.
I'm ready.
All right, away you go.
Okay, it's 30 years later, and Lilu, realizing she's a supreme fucking being and all-around badass, has ditched Corbin, my top just fell off during an action sequence again, Dallas, and do some supreme being shit like turn humans into lampposts and make squirrels forget where they hid their nuts and make you forget what you just walked into the room for and all that sort of shit supreme beings generally do. The trouble is, because the evil space thing returns every 5,000 years, Lilu eventually has to go back into the stone sarcophagus and go to sleep until the big evil shit comes back again. She decides she's having too much fun and tries to find someone to take her place. Who better than all-around, holier-than-thou, goop-making, busybody and saint Gwyneth Paltrow. Lilu traps Gwyn in the sarcophagus, is simultaneously ridding the world of her evil and giving us all a welcome break. That's it. A little bit of hate there for Gwynny. Sorry.
Took a turn there. Interesting. Right. Okay. Questions then from Eddie and Josh there for Nat. What have you got?
So, what would be the fun activities that Lilu would be doing? Like just going to the pub and stuff like that, or?
Well, I mean, she's a supreme being, so that's why I think it would be turned up a notch. You know, like
Supreme
I
pub.
don't know. Yeah.
Going to a supreme
being.
yeah.
You'd only go to pubs that other gods and deities went to, like
like a
tavern in
one at the end of the universe off of Hitchhikers or something.
Well, maybe I can't decide what she wants to do. She's a supreme being, isn't she? Yeah. Like she can do what she wants, and it'll just be things like
the film.
Yeah, true, good point. She'll just mess with people, people buy a full coffee and then they get down the street and it's empty and they're like, oh, my coffee's empty, and she's hiding behind a tree laughing because she's made it disappear. It'd just be shit like that, really. Yeah.
Having a laugh.
Yeah. Or you just leave the house and you need a shit. That'd be her. She'd be doing stuff like that. That's the sort of supreme being magic she'd be creating. Sort of stuff I'd do if I were a supreme being.
All right.
That's that type of thing. Yeah.
I will make
people. I'd make people never need a shit. Just to fuck with them. Oh yeah.
Oh, nasty. That's nasty. That.
Well, you'd make it so they didn't feel the urge, but they go, do you know what? I haven't had a shit in a week and I feel fine.
Yeah,
I'm really worried there's something dreadfully wrong going on.
Just in the back of their head, they'll know something's up. They'll be fine, but they'll know.
Couldn't you save it all up and make them go at like an inappropriate time? Wouldn't that be?
That's my question, yeah. Would you just make them shit themselves?
Save it all up and then do it when
they just do 100 yards in the middle of a big meeting.
Yeah, they just and it won't stop. It's like, ah!
They only shit every 5,000 years.
Shooting out of them like a...
That's the big evil.
That's
like
what
a lorry,
they... That's
like
what
a lorry
they,
reversing over a toothpaste tube. Just...
yeah.
Arcing across the room. Wow.
That's a good turn,
Roberto's saying this should turn into a weird pet show. Only from your point of view, Roberto, if you think those things
I
are
what you said was true from a certain point of view.
If they're exciting, if this stuff's exciting you, Roberto, you need to have a look at yourself, my friend, not the people who are saying it. Don't blame us on your perversion.
Factamente.
What else we got? What other questions? Anything?
I did have one, but I think it's gone. I got distracted.
Big element to shitting. Wow. we can make any jump. You know.
She was wearing lavatory paper for the first few minutes that she was on screen.
Yes. No, they were thermal bandages. No. Not so I can see the tits. Don't get me
you see them anyway. You didn't.
You saw them quite a lot.
Exactly, Eddie. Exactly.
I didn't realise how much you did. I'm sure they've cleaned it up for Blu-ray.
Cleaned it up.
Tits out everywhere. Come on.
I'm sure when we were at the cinema, I don't remember seeing all that. And believe me, I will have been looking at the cinema.
Yeah, because you
I was a young lad. I was a young lad selling tickets, going, oh, you know.
Go, not off.
It was the 90s. Like if your action sci-fi film didn't have a titty flash. Oh, the siren.
We literally got words then, or I did.
I got titty flashed. Titty flashed. That was brilliant.
So did I.
Am I back now? Sorry, can you hear me?
Back now,
yeah.
Sorry, I thought because coincidentally a siren just went off there, and I thought, oh, are they referencing to that? No, just the internet went shit.
No.
I was just saying, in Starship Troopers, another sci-fi action film of the time, there was a lot of titty flashing in that as well. So
true. Yeah.
It was acceptable at the time.
It was technically a European film, so a lot more knockery than Hollywood.
We're getting requests for Police Academy 5. No, we did that last time. We'll do a Police Academy special episode just for you, Martin.
Question. Let's say I didn't.
You did have a question, right? Okay. We'll move on then. Josh, your turn next for your sequel.
Okay, hopefully the internet holds out. Yeah.
Yes, hopefully it will. Here we go.
Okay, so all flights are grounded for some reason, but Rudy Rod, who is played by Shea Coulee from RuPaul's Drag Race, needs to get to Los Angeles pronto for some kind of gala. He goes to see his buddy, Corbin Dallas, who's played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, to see if he can drive him across America, and he flat out refuses. You remember what happened last time we went to a big fancy party? As it sinks in, a taxi pulls into the driveway. It's Leilu, played by Ruby Rose, who's taken over Corbin's taxi. Leilu is super happy to see Rudy since the first film they've become BFFs and is a little worried about the trip that long. But after sorting out the fare, it happens to be the exact amount they need for a holiday. They go across America, and the rest of America isn't as futuristic as New York. It's a bit Fallout retro future style, but silly road trip hijinks ensue. They arrive at the gala, the taxi's knackered. But they get out, look fabulous. The film ends on the clink of a champagne flute between Rudy and Leilu. It's a friendship.
That's nice. Right.
Because I think those two would make an absolutely amazing friendship couple. I want to see a sitcom with those two.
All right. Cool. Okay. Questions for Josh then? Nat and Eddie, go for it.
Yeah, I want to know what the funnest bit of road trip hijinks is that they get up to.
Rudy,
the least fun they have.
Yeah, the most fun and the least fun. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, the least fun is when they have to change a flat tire.
Okay.
Because a flying car needs one.
Taxi.
Yep. That's why it's miserable. They didn't think they need it, but they did.
It's not even on their car. It's on like a bicycle. Someone else.
It's something to do with the engine. I don't fucking know.
Oh,
the best bit is they get chased out of some town in the south because Rudy Rod's gone down on somebody who he shouldn't have gone down on.
Well, we've all been there, love.
Oh, that was a cheeky bit in the film, I must say.
That was weird. I'm going to be honest with you.
It was there was some superb editing going on in this film, and quite a lot of cutting between 3 scenes, especially the oral sex scene.
Yeah,
we need.
You said that like such a middle class man. You said that like such a middle class white man. The oral sex scene.
Oral. I mean,
oh.
I mean, you didn't want to say like the oral sex scene. That would be. I mean,
oh dear.
I don't know how else to say it for you.
I know with his
It's getting weird.
Long hair with the
Can we talk about Police Academy, please?
That's even worse.
Police Academy become the safe word for this show. No, I don't like that. This is too much. This is too much. No.
Oh
dear.
Police Academy. Right, I forgot what's happening. Have you asked your questions?
Yeah, we've done it.
You had the best moment. Yeah, you had the.
Yeah. They got chased. They got chased out of town in his best moment for the oral sex, and he had to change tire for the worst.
Oh yeah. Oh, dear me. Oh, right. Okay. Eddie, it's your turn. Sequel, please. Let's get you going. Here we go.
Lilu is pregs. She barely fits in her small bandages, poor thing. She gives birth to a baby boy, and her and Corbin and the priest who live with them for some reason are happy. However, while enjoying a new book that the priest is reading, that is said that a perfect divine being can be sullied by a non-perfect being, e.g. a human, and then imperfection, which could lead to the return of evil, could be summoned. He then reads of a 6th element needed to prevent this from happening. Meanwhile, looking for revenge for being in the first film, Gary Oldman seeks to prevent the discovery of the 6th element. He is punched by Bruce Willis, and the 6th element is revealed to be soup, so they have some.
Right.
What?
Is that the end? Right, okay.
I thought, what combines sort of earth, fire, wind, water, and love, and heart, technically, apart from the Captain Planet tie-in that I thought of, but no. If you put all of those things together, you get soup.
Mm.
Did you
write this before lunch?
No, I wrote.
Did you have soup? Follow-up question.
I wrote this just before clicking join StreamYard.
I have a question.
Yeah.
My question is, right, if this soup is the 6th element, does it have to be made in a special way or by a priest who is also a magical person themselves?
They have to make it on Lilu in the middle of the 4 stones. While they,
are they troubling her while they make it, or is she the pot?
Oh, she's not the pot. That would be revolting.
Okay, they just sat on her.
Goodness, yeah, she's just holding it.
Is it like one of those naked sushi ladies?
It's a bit like that. Well, yes, it is.
What is happening, to be sure?
Well, because Jean-Paul Gaultier insisted on making the costumes.
I think Cyberdog made the costumes, thinking about it.
Maybe. No, but yeah, so like that. Like I say, I'd intended it to be a slightly more well-rounded storyline, but I ran out of time and just went, well, you know, if you've got earth and you've got water and you've got the breeze and you've got heat and a bit of love, because all the best soups are made with love, those 5 things put together can be represented by soup.
Okay.
Chemical X.
Have we got? Have you haven't had your questions, have you?
I did, but Josh hasn't, I don't think.
Okay.
I asked something. I must have asked something.
You
did you eat this?
Oh,
Was that you can have another question if you want.
Yeah, no, I just want to know what type of soup it'd be. What would be the supreme soup? And you will be judged on this.
The soup du jour.
Well, I would assume that the finest would be some sort of vegetable consommé. Because
No. You've lost me. I'm out. I'm not funding this film.
Oh.
I don't need you to, because
I'm not funding this film. I'm not funding this bullshit.
And he will be in my film. Seemingly against his will, but having a bit too much fun for me to truly
we got a question here. Is the baby called Multipass?
No, that would have been if they had triplets.
How do I join StreamYard? Is it a special club? You're watching StreamYard, Roberto.
Roberto, you will always be in my special club.
It literally says powered by StreamYard. Just
Never
here.
mind. We'll keep going. Right. Roberto's been eating pumpkin spice soup, if you want to know. Well,
very
nice.
awesome.
And he's found it very entertaining.
He's been going like that while he laughs. Right, okay. So that was the sequel. So it's time to vote again. So get voting on Facebook, and we'll vote in the room as well. But let me give you your quick recaps. Nats was 30 years later. Lilu's ditched Corbin Dallas. She starts doing a lot of Supreme Beam stuff, like keeping people's shit in and then out if she wants. She's told she needs to go back in the. I can never say this word.
Sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus.
Yes.
You said it.
I said it. Yay me. And then she decides, I'm not having any of that. I'm going to trap Gwyneth Paltrow in for some bizarre reason. And then that's it. And there's no love lost for leaving Gwyneth.
Yeah, nobody's upset about Gwyneth Paltrow going in the sarcophagus. Trust me.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, I remember the question I wanted to ask, Nat.
Go on.
Oh.
Go on.
Quick.
Will Gwyneth Paltrow make a candle that burns down as you watch it and releases different scents for certain points in the film?
And part of the scent is going to be her fear of being trapped in sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Part of it is going to be her orgasm, obviously, because she's already released that one. Part of it's going to be the bullshit that she spouts on a daily basis. And then other bits of it's going to be her favourite cheese.
Oh, nice. Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Right then, Josh's was flights. All flights have been cancelled. Ruby Rod has to get to a gala. So he goes to Corbin Dallas and says, "Do you want to come with me?" And he goes, "No, I'm being miserable." Then Lilu turns up in the taxi from the first movie that's been repaired. They go on a trip across America. The rest of America looks all deserted wasteland and all that, not like New York. They go on a big road trip adventure, buddy movie. And then they get to gala and they look fabulous and they have some bubbly at the end. That was about it, wasn't it? Yeah. Road movie. Okay, Eddie's was Lilu's pregnant. Lulu.
No, actually,
that is a different movie.
I would love that.
Lulu's pregnant. Lulu's pregnant and she's in trouble. What will happen? Oh God. Lilu's pregnant. She has a baby boy, and they're pretty happy. And then the priest starts reading a new book saying that, let me get this right, if the Supreme Being goes with somebody who's not a Supreme, basically, the soiled. I was trying to be eloquent, Natalie. Thank you. Shags them. If the Supreme,
they procreate with a human.
Yeah, exactly that. The soiled. So then a sixth element is needed. A sixth element, and it's basically Gary Oldman. Oh no, Gary Oldman tries to hunt them down. Because he can't stand.
It's just Gary Oldman.
This is very confusing.
And then it turns out the fifth element soup. There you go. Yep. Right, we got through it.
Gary Oldman getting annoyed and wishing he could just have a role on EastEnders like his sister.
Right, okay. Let's vote then. Let's vote in the room and online. We'll vote. We'll have a look in a sec.
I'm going to vote for Nat because I like nuisance god Lilu.
Yeah.
For literally the exact same reason, I'm also voting for Nat.
I am as
Thank you
well.
very much.
It's a clean sweep there, that one.
I think I'm really struggling actually to pick between the boys. But just because I feel like Eddie, yours was slightly less rounded at the end, I'm going to go for Josh's. Yeah, just for the.
Even a square meal. It was just soup. Mine was literally a starter. No.
All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Oh, thank you, Roberto.
Slapping of the Gwyneth woman. I thought about voting for Scissors, but I still not made up for his show on Wednesday. Wednesday.
Joss Whedon's birthday.
What's he on about? What happened?
Well, we cancelled Pop Culture.
Oh. Well,
I'm shaking my head, Roberto.
Let's see what we've got here. Anyone that locked
Thank you.
I've never heard it be called a Scarco before.
Scarco.
Yeah. Scarco. That's the company who makes them.
Scarpico. Yeah.
Hey, would you like a sarcophagus that's more roomy?
What do you want the Scarco, mate? What do you want it? Back here, yeah?
I got two
That'd be my worst nightmare, having to do an advert for a sarcophagus.
Yeah, that's because you ended up sounding like bloody what's his name? He played Tiger in An American Tale. Dom DeLuise.
Right. Okay. Let's keep going here. Right, Nat, you won that round.
Thank you very much. Thank you, chaps.
Well done. Well done indeed. Yeah. Couple of nobody seemed bothered.
I got a clap off Josh.
You got a clap off Josh.
Hey,
You
didn't get that from me, Nat.
Hey. Oh, it's a bit rude, this one, isn't it, tonight?
Hey, isn't it?
It's gone south tonight. It's just gone rude.
You told us to watch a film where a dead woman comes back to life with them out.
I know. Well, we'll pick differently next time. I didn't realise how much smut was in it.
Yeah, next time we'll do Showgirls.
Yes.
Imagine sitting down. Oh, let's watch this campy 90s sci-fi film, and then you get to the aeroplane scene, and it's just like, man, I really wish Dad wasn't in the room right now.
Yeah.
And then you look over at your dad, Chris Tucker, and say, "Dad, why are we watching this?" He goes,
Oh, he's going to have to explain that to his kids, man.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah. What's the first film you were in? This one. Ooh. Right then, let's get on to the requels then. Josh, you're up first on this one.
Oh.
Okay, so lowest hanging fruit here. The Spliff Element. It's a stoner comedy. There's a bill being pushed through future New York Congress to re-legalize weed. This will not stand. The person behind pushing the bill, though, is a strict, no-nonsense conservative politician played by Benedict Cumberbatch. In the film, Eric Andre and Ilana Glazer from Broad City don't like this and go over to his house to sort of intimidate him to sort of stop the legislation from going through. But they see him disposing of a body.
No.
They go to the police. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They go to the police and say, look, Benedict's a dodgy bloke. You need to look at him. And it's just like, we can't have eyewitness testimony. Everybody knows you need 5 pieces of evidence minimum to get people into the court. So it's a stoner journey with those two trying to find evidence to bring down Benedict Cumberbatch before he re-legalizes the old Mary Jane. Seth Rogen has a cameo.
Okay. Cool. Right. All right.
Assuming Seth Rogen will just show up on the set.
Yeah.
No one's invited him. He'll just turn up and be like, okay. Just really enjoy it now.
Right.
You could really go full on the McDonald's sponsorship as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Questions then for Josh?
Is this some sort of future weed that actually has different effects than our current drugs have? Like, is this like a futurized version?
For the sake of consistency, I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna say it's just gonna be the good old The good old-fashioned stuff.
Oh, Mr. Trick.
Just hydroponic skunk like nature sorted in plant.
Like him Nana used to make.
Yeah, just like Nana had. I mean, you can have it from like one of those, like, you know, those like ones that like put it in the bag and you slurp it up, and the ones that
I'm very naive and innocent. I have no idea.
You can vape it now.
Oh,
that's what they do.
Yeah. Right.
If they can do some sort of vape-based bong, then that'd be cool.
I don't do anything with Snoop Dogg in, frankly.
Suggestion, yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you cut him a check, he'll do anything.
Absolutely.
He'll bring his own props as well.
Just eat.
That's true, yeah. He can hook you up too, yeah. That's some California love right there.
Yeah. Eddie, have you got a question for Josh?
What sort of a example do you think this is setting our children?
I think it sets an example that if politicians do something bad, you should make it your own personal quest to right that wrong, because they are not above being dodgy buggers.
Wow. That's pretty impressive, actually. That was a good answer. That was
moderate vigilantism whilst high. Okay, fine.
The ends justify the means when it comes to bringing down bad eggs.
Fair enough. Well, I am very sympathetic.
And I can't see that advice going wrong anywhere, anytime.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
I think that is in depth and nuanced enough to be totally bulletproof when it comes to any problems.
Cool. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on. Eddie, it's your turn. Your requel to The Fifth Element, please. You ready for this?
Yes.
Away you go.
I'm not going to do much to change it because I think it's really, really fun, and I think the world that it's in is really, really fun. And you know, things like you get your 4 cigarettes a day, and they've made it so they got a really long filter and just a little bit, and all these little sort of totalitarian world building things. The only thing I would change is I would make it steampunk instead of sort of dystopian sci-fi. So basically it would look very similar, but a lot more brown, put cogs and lanterns on everything, and the only way people travel is by Zeppelin, be that small personalized Zeppelin or enormous intergalactic Zeppelins. And most stuff is made from teak and mahogany. Right. Okay. And brass, of course. So yeah, I think that would be fun. Give everyone a top hat with like an elevator in it. Cool. All right. Questions then for Eddie there?
Well, I think what would work really well with this idea is Jean-Paul Gaultier is very famous for his corsets, and I would imagine steampunk costuming would lend themselves very well to corsets. So would Mila Jovovich's would Mila Jovovich's character be in more clothes?
I mean, traditionally, there's not. People have tried, but it's a bit more difficult to make a scantily clad woman in steampunk. There are, because you know, you've got bustles and petticoats and all that kind of thing, so she would be less scantily clad. That is true.
Okay.
She might start, like, when she's recreated, people would be scandalized because she'd be there in only 3 underskirts, 2 petticoats and a pinafore, and full knee-length boots. So, and then they go, quickly put some clothes on her, and then they just sort of heap great coats on her with a pitchfork. So Amazing. It would be, she would be a little more modest, but just as stylish.
Amazing. That's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Right.
With a brass bra.
A brass spear?
Hey.
Because it's and a brass neck. Because you know, you got to keep with the aesthetic. Okay. All right. Josh, we got a question for Eddie?
I don't think I do, to be honest with you. Again, it was pretty self-explanatory. It's just sort of like, again, just speaking on the style of the film, like, I don't know what you call it, but I like it. What, like, industrial future? I think maybe. It's the same vibe as like Cowboy Bebop. I thought it was, but like, in real life.
Yeah.
Plus, there was a Zeppelin in the film already with the ramen stand.
Yeah, well, I love that bit.
Yes, there's
You are fired.
Yeah, sort of. I think that's possibly where it came from. Yeah, seeing that man in just a little boat, just a wooden boat floating around. I'm like, more of that.
Some really good ideas, aren't they? In it, there's some really clever.
There's some. Yeah, it would be really nice to explore that.
I was going to say, what happened to the robot? You know the robot at the start, where got his arm stuck in wall. He took the key.
Oh yeah.
Where did that go at the end?
Maybe the priest
the key.
sold it for scrap.
Yeah, because the
actual robot, because it got its arm stuck in the wall when they closed it.
But the young priest went to prepare the temple, didn't he? So maybe he had to move it.
All right. Maybe that's in deleted scenes where he's just pulling a robot away.
With a big rope.
Getting all those kids that were sat outside to help him.
Yeah, ice cold in Alex, just pushing a robot across the North African desert. Yeah.
I just thought then. Right then, Nat, it's your turn.
Yes.
Your recall, please. Away you go.
Okay, so essentially, I did enjoy the movie very much, and I thought it was fun, and I thought that visually it was very, very impressive. But my problem lies with the way that women are portrayed in the movie. So we either see them as really, really butch-looking women, like the military woman who turns up, who they say he has to take as his wife on the trip with the big Princess Leia buns, or they're very scantily clad women who are simply there to have sex with or fancy the Ruby character, or they are Mila Jovovich, who is a supreme being, and other than getting one fight scene with about 5 aliens, just says things like "Move the bass," and then Bruce Willis gets his tits out all the way through it and punches people. Now, my problem lies with the fact that this brilliant film about this supreme being who just happens to be a woman, who we see naked the first time and gets her tits out all the way through, is essentially not got any interesting women characters in, and any women characters that are in there are very, very much put into very, very, very big brackets. So I want to remake it, and I want to readdress this balance. So I don't want Bruce Willis's character to be played by a man. I want it to be played by a woman. And they might not fall in love at the end. They might not. I don't really give a shit whether they do or not, to be honest. And I also want the fifth element to actually be a supreme being in it, rather than just fannying about waiting for Bruce Willis to beat the shit out of everybody and laying in an air vent after she gets herself shot. That's my rant over. That's my reboot. Thank you. And good.
All right. Cool.
They're all very, very reasonable and clear criticisms of the film.
I don't want to change the look of it because I think it looks fantastic, and I think that everyone clearly enjoyed themselves in it, even though Gary Oldman didn't want to make it. But I would just like them to treat the women characters better.
Oh, and the one female character who is celebrated almost as much as the divine being, the diva.
The diva.
Swan song, and then she's literally he literally goes elbow deep into her to pull out some stones.
Get the stones.
It's really you're
I mean, how did she get them down? You can't swallow them with water.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
they're massive, isn't it?
She sings like that, and there's like ridges down her throat. Must have been awful.
Swallows it like Shaggy do.
I mean, the actual planning to do that as well. I mean, how is she going to get them out later? Just Bruce Willis is going to have to wait till she squatted them out later.
I was imagining that she was going to kill herself.
She was an alien. She may well have super sphinctorial control and be able, that's nothing. That's
maybe
she takes the chopping
maybe she sucks them up in first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, she has a lot of things coming off of her back. Could they have gone up there?
She was a bit twillicky, so mate, who knows? She's she's a bit.
It reminded me with sort of like the Blue Lady and stuff like that, and with the actual plot of the film itself. It reminded me sort of like, I think somebody over on the Mass Effect video game series writing team really loved this film because there's like tiny little elements that are like, oh, they did that.
There's about
like
5.
Yeah.
No, you're right though. The Mass Effect do owe the fifth element a drink.
The main bad guy aliens as well. They've cropped up in loads of stuff. That similar look, haven't they? That thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen them in somewhere else as well, but who knows?
They look like They look really like that one from what's that Peter Jackson one?
The Hobbit.
Lord of the Rings.
No, one of his horror films before, like one of his splatter films before.
Brain Dead.
Brain Dead. Yeah, there's a lot
Lovely
like a pink
bones.
sort of monster looking thing on the cover.
Meet the Feebles.
Maybe,
King Kong.
yeah. No, not King Kong. No, before he was a famous.
Heavenly Creatures with Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're saying to say Kate Winslet looks like one of those aliens.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
What a knobhead.
No.
Right then, okay.
Oh, yeah.
After all this bants, after all the bants are done, let's vote. It's time to vote. Let's do some recaps first of all.
Okay.
Vote in the room. Don't forget. We'll do. Please don't forget. So many votes. Here we go. So recaps were Josh's was called the Spliff Element. There was a bill trying to get passed by Benedict Cumberbatch's character to re-legalize weed. Is that right?
yeah.
Yeah. But then, who were the main characters? I missed who they were.
So it's Eric Andre and Ilana Glazer from Broad City.
Right, cool. Okay, now they see Cumberbatch disposing of a body. So they go to the police and say, hey, this guy's a bad guy, blah, blah, blah. And they say, you need 5 pieces of evidence to convict him. So it's a stoner comedy, basically.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, Eddie's was not much changed, but everything's steampunk instead. Brown cogs, zeppelins, teak, brass. You know the score.
Brass.
It was
Brass
brown
and
cogs,
brass.
not brown cogs. Brown, comma, cog, not brown. But yes, largely.
Brass cogs.
Brass cogs. Sorry, I thought you said brown. Yeah.
I did say brown cogs. You're right. You're right to call me out on it. I did say it. Zeppelins, like you won't believe as well. Loads of them.
Oh yeah.
Like, get out of that. Get out of the way with that Zeppelin.
Zeppelins for days,
Fucking
mate.
loads. Too many
Like
of
the
them.
M25, but full of
Oh,
Zeppelins.
it's a Zeppelin jam again.
Oh.
Right, Nats was basically a big rant about how
It
the
was a rant,
women
yeah.
were portrayed badly
It
in the
was a
film, which
rant.
we do all agree with that. So she'd reverse the roles, so you'd have them reversed. But yeah, quite right. To say she was supposed to be the Supreme Being, one fight sequence does not cut it, does it really? And then crying in an air vent.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm worn out now. Yeah.
A supreme being who gets worn out more than just a man who's good
Also,
at being a soldier.
Why didn't she just kick the shit out of Gary Oldman when he pointed?
I know she could have done.
She could.
Yeah.
She was like that close, or like there. She was went. Now I'm going to run away and jump into that air vent instead. That seems like it'll take less time than going smack.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Here we go. Let's vote. Let's get some voting done. So we'll vote in the room and online as well. Let's see.
I think I would like to vote for Eddie's. I would like to see a steampunk version, please.
Oh, thank you. So would I, but I'm going to vote for Nats because of the rules. It's only fair, isn't it? Yeah, I'd like to think that the steampunk version would attempt to redress some of the very unpleasant issues with the film. But yeah,
well, you
I
say
think
that
it would
now.
if you made it.
no, but
You say that now. We're not in your pitch.
I know. No, I didn't say it in my pitch, but no, I decided to. No, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
I would like. I think Nat's criticisms are absolutely solid, and fixing them would make a much more exciting film. I think, even though this one is really good fun.
I'm gonna go for Nats as well. Then
Same as well.
Let's reverse them roles, but we'll have to.
Thanks.
What else? We'll look like right shits if we don't.
That's what I was banking on.
Because I am a sexist.
I think it was perfect, me actually. Perfect element.
Anything, there should have been more.
Tits everywhere.
I mean, the element should have been a man. Let's face it. That's all I would change.
Thing is right. You get a woman to be your element, right? Fucking 3 weeks out of the month, that's fine. What about the fourth one? No,
That's right, mate. She wouldn't do it with one.
No,
she wouldn't.
No, big thing.
Shoot, nah.
If
That's
people-
why she was
if
in
people-
the den crying.
Don't get me wrong.
innit?
I love
If
my old
people-
mother, salt of the earth, one of the best
Why she
women
was
I've
in
ever
the
met.
den
I would
crying.
not choose her to be the element, mate.
Nah, you can't rely on her, can you?
If more
That's-
people
it's
were
the
watching,
reliability.
if more people were watching, we'd be in real trouble, but we're not. Love the split element. There you go.
Oh, hello, Shelley.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
What a lovely picture as well.
I mean, it needs more blokes in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as pictures go, it's quite nice, but...
Do you know what I like to see? I like to see two blokes kissing, but not in a gay way.
Just in a way to show feelings in that.
There's not enough platonic kissing between geezers these days, is there?
I really hope nobody has just tuned into this thinking that's what this show is. And we just got Daniel just tuned in thinking we're all just bashing people. I would like to vote Josh Wyatt as the best title.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
Right, I mean, just I've got to get these votes
You said that in quite a sexy way there, you two. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
Nice.
Hello.
Goodness, it's Daniel. So
right,
lovely to see you.
Popular at the back of the Corn Exchange. Is that where they do a lot of smoking splits?
Where spliffing happens.
Were you going to say spliffing?
Oh, hey, Daniel.
Hey, hello, Daniel. Thanks for coming in, Daniel. Oh, I had a football meeting.
Have you sorted football out, or do you need further meetings?
They're gonna have another meeting. It ain't sorted yet.
Fair enough. It's a complex thing, more than I would ever know.
Right, let's have a look. We need to top the rest of these votes. Have we got any more?
Where's Roberto? Hey.
I know why it gets split elements. Why my brother Bray and Bray kill me if I don't vote. So I vote brother. Yep. So vote for.
I think that's a vote
Josh
for you.
Josh, I think is what he means.
We have to decipher that one, but yeah, we got it. Daniel said he's a football coach. You want to vote, Daniel? Because you vote
the football.
Yeah. Do you want to vote, Daniel, for any of them you've heard? Because
so Daniel, do you
neck and neck?
There's two Daniels now. Two Daniels just popped up. So
Daniel M and Daniel G.
Does he tell football what to do? Is that what coaching a football is?
Just go in the goal.
Just be round.
I had a terrible day. I had to give 4 balls the sack.
Oh,
it's the worst part of my job.
I mean, they were a bit of a letdown, weren't they?
Yeah.
God. We haven't got another vote, so I'm going to have to. Oh, he's put whoever Roberto voted for.
Fair enough.
Daniel, you've let me down.
Well, after that,
I used to support your football coaching career, Daniel, but no longer.
That was neck and neck. But tonight's winner and winner of that round and overall winner is Josh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just as shocked.
Well done.
No, that's a wow. That's a flip change because it was Nat right up until that final vote.
Yeah, got it.
Damn it, Daniel.
Good. Either that or I've tallied them up wrong, but we're not going back into that.
That's entirely possible too.
One week I was marking the second section when we're on the third again. Oh, dear.
That was hilarious.
Don't let them know how the sausage is made, Chris. Come on.
Yeah. Just sell the sizzle.
Throw it in. Just throw it all in and hope for the best. Why is Natalie telling me off? So confused.
You know what you did, Daniel.
No, you, Daniel. The other Daniel. Football coach Daniel. Get out of my face, Daniel. Gone. This one. This Daniel. It's all right, Daniel.
Robert, sorry. It's all right. No apologies needed. Never apologise. We've got a little saying on this show. Never apologise for anything.
It's for Daniel.
Is that saying on the show?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
say every
Daniel.
week. Never apologise.
I behaved badly.
It's all kicking off in comments now. Look, Daniel, they always seem to kick off in the comments. They just start arguing. Very strange, but anyway.
Oh, don't pick on Daniel. We all love Daniel.
Right. We've come to the end of the show. We've actually come in on time tonight. It's not half an hour over. That's pretty good. We're an hour and 9 minutes tonight. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
A few things. First of all, let's say thank you to everybody watching on Facebook.
Thank you.
Let's give them a quick round of applause there.
We're
going to say thank you to our lovely guests tonight. As always, our lovely panel and our special guest, Josh Wyatt. Thank you very much for coming in and joining us tonight, and well done for winning.
Josh.
Well, let's do some plugging. Josh, have you got anything coming up? You want to plug anything you want
to? Do have something coming up, but it's probably going to be after the world is back to some sort of semblance of normal. But I am on all social media at Lizard Thumb of a Lizard, and I've got a podcast called On Your Chest Podcast that I do with my mate Beth. It's okay.
It's cool. It's very good. Yeah, you're doing yourself a mischief there. It's brilliant. Well done. So check that out on Lizard Thumb. All these social media there. Nat, have you got anything you plug in?
And I have anything to plug except my love for you all and my apology to Daniel Mercer, not Daniel Gorn. He can do one.
Oh.
Daniel Gorn started it. Daniel Mercer, on the other hand,
Feeling he will.
I forgive.
Right. Okay. No plugs there. Just more aggro. Okay. Eddie, have you got anything to plug?
Yes, the IC News podcast. That comes out every Saturday, as does, I believe, the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. IC News is a satirical news-based podcast, and Fire Breathing Kittens is a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast of fun for all the family. And if anyone wants to buy anything from my new woodworking business, then please do.
It's very good.
I've got lots of wood and no money, and I want.
How do they find that? What's that called then?
I can't find it yet, but I will be putting something up soon. So just keep in mind that exists. So anyway.
But have you got it on your Facebook page though? On your Eddie Friends?
I haven't got it on my official Facebook page, but I can do.
All right. Look out for that then. What else we got? If you want to watch any discount comedy, check out Improv Group. We've got some shows online you can watch. Now, this is very important. We're switching this show from Sunday evenings to Monday evenings from next week. So we'll be on at 8 o'clock on a Monday evening from next week. So if you're coming on Sunday, we won't be here. There'll just be Roberto crying in the corner. So join us on a Monday. So it'll be Monday night. We'll be here next week. Next Monday, 14th September, we're doing Big Trouble in Little China. Bit of a classic.
It's been ages since I've seen that.
I know. A bit of a classic there. I thought we'd tell you now about that one. So right then, we'll see you next Monday. Apart from that, I think we're done. Thank you so much for tuning in as always on a Sunday night. We'll be back next week, Monday night, 8 o'clock.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us. Big thank you to Josh again for joining us. Special
Thanks,
guest.
Josh.
Thank you very much. We'll see you all later. Good night.
Bye.
See you guys.